So on the back of your notes, we're gonna talk about inverse variation, and it shows you again inverse variation, what it looks like. We're not gonna graph them, we're just solving them. It's telling you again how they came up with the equation y equals k over x. You guys, in 8.3, we did reciprocal functions. That's kind of what the inverse variation is. It's back to that hyperbola, what we were doing in 8.3. Okay, so we're gonna go to example 3, and it says if x varies inversely as x and y equals 24. I'm sorry, x equals 24 when y equals 4. That's my if statement. So that's the statement I'm going to use to find k. Find is what I'm going to do after I find k. So it says x varies inversely as y. So that means y equals k over x. And in my sentence, it says y is 4. Well, I don't know k, and x is 24. They're never going to give you k. You have to find k. You guys, to get rid of the 24, you're going to multiply both sides by 24. These cancel out, and you're left with k equals what? So 96 in this problem is your constant of variation. You guys, if we were using this as slope, that would be our slope. Now, if we wanted to write our inverse variation equation, it would be y equals 96 over x. This is called our inverse variation equation. K is called our constant of variation. And now we're going to find the x. So again, we found k. K is our constant of variation. We put that into our equation. Now we have our inverse variation equation. And now we're going to plug it in. So now it says find x when y equals 12. So 12 equals 96 over x. This becomes 12x equals 96, x equals 8, because 96 divided by 12 is 8. Where did I get those numbers again? Find x when y equals 12. That sentence means I already know k. If I don't know k, it means I need to go find k. You always are going to find k. What questions do you have? Did I explain it okay? Okay, let's look at number 4. The apparent length of an object is inversely proportional to one's distance from the object. So you already know that it's going to be an inverse variation. So you're looking for those words. You're looking for direct variation, joint variation, inversely variation is the same thing as inversely proportion or a combination. Those are the 4 you're looking for. So this says inversely. So that means we're going to use the y equals k over x. We know that right away because it said inversely. Earth is about 93 million miles from the sun. Jupiter is about 483.6 million miles from the sun. Find how many times as large the diameter of the sun would appear on the Earth as on Jupiter. So, we're going to take 483.6 and divide it by 93. So it's saying a diameter of the sun would appear on the Earth as on Jupiter. Inversely, now, you guys, you started with decimals. So what are you going to be able to end with? Decimals. So what do you get? Say it again. 5.2, and it would be million. And that's your answer. You guys, and it's roughly because that's roughly, so it's about 5.2 million. Even though in your calculator you came up with 5.2 million, just leave it, put it approximately, okay? You ready for the last one? Combined variation. This is where we're going to do y equals k x z. So one is going to vary of the other one as the other one directly. I'm sorry, this one is going to be y equals kx over z. So suppose p varies directly as r. So that means p is going to equal kr. And p varies inversely as t, so that means kr is going to go over t. Suppose p varies directly as r, and p varies inversely as t. That's a combination. Find t when r equals 10 and p equals -5. So that find part is what we're going to do second, okay? This one is what we're going to do first. So if t equals 20, when p equals 4 and r equals 2. So we're going to find that. So the first thing we're going to do is p is 4. We're looking for k. R is 2. And t is 20. So again, suppose p varies directly as r. That's how I got the numerator. P varies inversely as t. That's how I got the denominator. The if statement is what I use to find k. Now I'm going to multiply 4 times 20. So I get 80 equals 2k. And k equals what? 40. What is k called? What did I just find? Yep. Constant of variation, slope, yes. Now, I'm going to write my combination variation equation, which would be P equals 40R over T. So, we found our constant of variation. Now we have our combination of variation, and now we're going to plug in. So, what's our P? -5. What's our R? And do we know T? So we're looking for T. So T times -5. You guys, I can cross multiply because there's an equal sign. So -5T equals, what was R again? 10? Okay, so what's 40 times 10? And then we're going to divide each side by -5. And 40 divided, what did you say? -80. So there's really kind of, oops, sorry guys at home. There are really 3 parts. Finding, so 4 parts. Knowing which equation to use. Finding k. Writing your new equation with the k in it. And then finding the missing part. The biggest thing is remembering the if part. The if part is the part that you use to find k. The find part is what you use to find the missing piece. What questions do you have?